What's up, everyone? I am 7-Star Mike, and I'm going to bring you 13 charts. What? 13. That's right. 13 charts all have an interesting setup right here. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these. This is going to be a lightning round. Keep in mind, some of these have reported already. Some of them have not. So if you're looking to trade some of these names, you definitely want that information up in front of you. Let's go take a look at 13 different charts. All right, let's kick this off with Home Depot. The charts that I'm going to show you guys, this is a 2-hour time frame. So I'm looking at the big picture of where we are over the course of the last few months on a 2-hour time frame, just to see where the big picture is and whether we're setting up for a trade. Now, the good thing about these, you'll see a lot of similarities in the charts I'm going to show you right now, and whether we have a green or red day, we can still formulate a trade based on these charts. With a green day, we're going to look for some of these lines to be support. With a red day, if they break through them, we're going to look for some of these lines to become a resistance. So let's start with Home Depot. We had some consolidation over here. The top of this line is the resistance. The bottom, there's a little bit of support here, and support here. So I've got this shadow box created just to show us in this zone, there's a little bit of resistance at the top, a little bit of support at the bottom. So while we're in this shadow box, it's a little bit of no man's land. I want to see what's going on there. You can see we're still in that area. Last week we did bounce between those levels and then we broke through it, but Friday we did close in that zone. So I want to watch this zone here to see what's going on with Home Depot. Let's go back to 6-month chart. You can see the big picture there. Moving on, next one is McDonald's MCD. Looking at this, we have some resistance over here. It broke through up here and came back to test it. That level is now acting as support. We went on a nice run. We came back down. It held as support, but then we did break below that. So again, I'm going to watch this level here. You can see we're below that. So if we have a green day, we want to see if we can pop above it, maybe come back down, test, hold as support, and run. Or with a red day, we want to see if maybe we get to this level and it rejects again and continues down. Or if it just gaps down and keeps going down, we're going to use this level as a potential resistance. So we have support becoming resistance. That's a common technical analysis trend that we're going to be looking for. Prior support becoming resistance, prior resistance becoming support. So this is a perfect example. We have a nice support level here. We're now below it, so we would look for that level to act as a potential resistance from this point forward until it breaks through that level with some volume. Next up, Caterpillar, CAT. Resistance, resistance. We broke through, had a nice run, gave it all back, and we're right back at that line now. You can see over here, we're right there where that resistance was. So we want to see if we're going to punch through or reject. CAT, C-A-T. Next up, John Deere, DE. Same concept on this one. We had prior resistance, prior resistance, prior resistance. We broke through, went on a little bit of a run, then we gave it all back. This area kind of held as support. We went on a little bit of a pop and then gave that back as well. We're currently above that level, but just barely. So 224.57 is just where I drew that line. This is not the program that I normally chart on. So these lines are just kind of estimates instead of specific points that I might be looking at. But in technical analysis, we don't use support and resistance as an exact number all the time. So even though these are estimates, that's kind of in the realm of technical analysis. It doesn't have to be an exact number. You're going to get, you can see there's some candle wicks that bounce above that. A candle wick bounced above it. So it's not an exact line, but this ticker right here is acting in an area where we had prior resistance and it started to act as support. We're going to keep an eye on that one and see what's going on there. Next up, PayPal, PYPL. Same concept. We had resistance here. We broke through. We went on a run, kind of messed around a little bit above, a little bit below, couldn't figure out what it wants to do. Then it goes on a nice run and it pulls right back to that same line. So we're watching PayPal to see what it can do around that 184 area. Next up, eBay, EBAY. Same concept again. We have support. Support after a nice run, it gave that back, went on another run, gave that back. So again, we're hovering around this area. That was a clear support area 2 different times on the chart. So we're going to watch that area. If we get a green day, again, we want to see a little bounce. Maybe it comes back to test this area, holds a support and runs. If we have a red day, maybe it drops below, comes back, tests that area and gets rejected. So that prior support will maybe act as a prior resistance. So I'm going to watch eBay around that 47.45 area. Next up, American Express, AXP. You can see resistance over here, consolidation a little bit, went on a nice run, gave it back, right back down to that level, went on a nice run, kind of chopped around a little bit, but look where we are now. We're right back there. It came back down to test that level. It held a support. It jumped a little bit, not too far off of this line. So we're going to be watching this 89.38 area to see if we can hold that as support or if we can punch through it to the downside and maybe bounce back and now see that area act as a resistance. That one is AXP. Moving on to AMD, same thing. You can see the similarities in these charts. We have a support level, then we go on a run, and then we give it all back. We're sitting currently at that level. That was a prior support level over here. So watching AMD to see what it does with that level. Next up, Zoom, ZM. This has been a good one this year. We had a resistance here. We broke through, came back, tested as support, broke through it, went on a run, gave it back, went on a run, gave it back. Same thing I've been saying about all these other charts, right? We're finding a support resistance level. We're going on a little bit of a run, coming back to test that level, going on a bigger run, and then giving all of that back. So we're currently sitting on that support level. That was support once, support twice, and then resistance back here, watching to see what it does in this area here for ZM. Next up, PG. Same exact concept as all the other charts. You can see a massive similarity in all of these. We had a consolidation here. We went on a run, found some support. Went on a run, found some support, went on a bigger run, gave that all back. We're currently sitting above that line by about $2. So again, if it's a green day, I want to see it pop and use this level as support. With a red day, I want to see it drop below that level, maybe come back, test, and now act as resistance. So prior support becoming resistance. Again, we can't see the future, so I don't know how these charts are going to play out, but these are some of the things I'm looking at with these charts. United Health, UNH. We have resistance over here, support over here, support over here. Then it broke through that level, but went on a nice run afterwards, came back down. Now this one bounced a little bit off that support level. You can see this level's 299.36. We're currently at 305. So it is a little bit off of there, but this one can move a little bit. So prior resistance became support, messed around, went on a run, gave it all back. Now we're going to watch this level to see what it does there for UNH. Only two more to go. Hang in there. We have UPS. Look at this massive consolidation right over here. Once we broke through this level, we had a support here, went on a run, gave it back, and we're currently sitting at that level. Same story as all the others. We formulate a support line, we go on a run, and we gave it all back. We're currently sitting right around that level. And last but not least, FDX. Look at this one, clear resistance. We punched through, go on a run, gave it all back. We're currently sitting at that level. So you can see all of these charts, I could have said almost the same thing for each one of them. Obviously the numbers would be different. The concept is the same. We have a support resistance level. We broke through it, went on a nice run, gave it all back, and we're pretty much hanging out around those levels for a lot of these tickers. So pull these up, do some more analysis on them if you like what you saw so far here. I am 7 Star Mike, and I will see you guys on the charts.